Hello and good morning. Welcome to Stampin' Chat. Happy New Year to everybody. I'm just going to check that I'm live in the right place. So just bear with me. Got problems with the cable on my MacBook. I really should have ordered one a few days ago and didn't get to it. Yeah, the cable's a bit dodgy, so I'm having problems charging. Got some loose wires on the cable. I need to get another one, but gosh, aren't they expensive? And nowadays, when you buy new Apple stuff, they don't come with the plugs and everything, do they? So hopefully somebody's going to be joining me live this morning. It's been a couple of weeks. I took a break for Christmas. It's been nice to spend time with family and do different things and just chill and relax. But I have to say that I'm ready to get back into my usual crafting routine. I love knowing where I am. I hate it when you wake up and you're not sure what day of the week it is. So I'm glad that we are back to a new year. We've got a lovely new fresh catalogue that has gone live this morning and a celebration as well. So I'm going to have a little look inside of that with you. I'm not going to go to lengthy details. I know some of you have already received a copy from me. But I'm just going to flick through to a couple of products that are my favourites. There's a lot in there that I am in love with, as always. Stampin' Up make it difficult for us because they provide us with so many nice things. And then I've got a couple of cards to create with you, and I'm going to be using one of the in colours that you will be surprised that I will be using. So I'll be sharing that with you shortly. So without further ado, I think I'm going to turn you down. I hope that some more people will be dropping by. I know it's kind of a funny day. A lot of children are back to school today. People are going back to work. For those that work in offices and things like that, I know some of you are having to work from home, or you're waiting for instructions on where you're going to be working with this new with the Omicron that's made an appearance. So if you're hopping on, there's a few on, please do say hello. It's always nice to know who's here. Got a really dry throat again this morning, but I am definitely better. So let's move my MacBook out of the way without moving my cable, if I can, so that it continues to charge. I've got about 50% charge, so I should be okay. And I'm going to set you down to my desk, have a quick look at the Mini Catalogue and Celebration. So many fabulous new products, and then we're going to get crafting. So bear with the palm of the hand while I set you down, get you in shot, zoom you in. I can just see as I am turning you down. Good morning, Michelle. Good evening. How are you? Let's get some light on and then I will zoom you in. Oh, let's zoom you in first and I can wait for the catch up. I've got my light plugged into my memory bank, which doesn't have much battery left. There we go. Because, oh, and it's just gone off. I was concerned about battery on my Mac. And as per usual, my MacBook is frozen. So I don't get the best of you, but there we go. Someone's having a little scratch over here. Okay, I think we're good with positioning. So how are we all? How are you doing? How are things in your neck of the woods? All a bit strange still, I should imagine. So I think we're on a good view. I'm just waiting for it to catch up. Might have to move over a little bit. Let's just go over a little bit. Okay, so you can see the Celebration brochure and the new Mini Catalogue has gone live this morning. So I can open the front covers and be completely safe that I'm not breaking any rules. I think I moved the wrong way, didn't I? Let's go back that way a bit and see what happens. So, yeah, always nervous about opening the catalogue before it's actually launched because we're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to share the insides. So, Celebration. If you are new to Stampin' Up Celebration, we now have 2 of these promotions every year. I don't know how long that will stay for, but it seems to be the way things are at the moment. So it just runs from today until the end of February. And in here, when you purchase from any catalogue, so from the new mini catalogue, from the current annual catalogue, once you reach £45, you get to choose something in here for free. And I'm not going into great detail. You can view this online. If you're on my mailing list, you should have had an email this morning. But there are some gorgeous free items in here, some more of which are winging their way to me. How stunning is this paper? I'm going to be using some of this today. And the Awesome Otters, which I think is going to be a popular one. And then as you move to the back, I have been using this on the last couple of lives, the Friendly Hello. This is free with those lovely papers that you can see. This is free with a £90 spend. So, but it is stunning. Look at the colours in the paper, just beautiful. There's also another £90 offering, and that's this really great greeting set as well. So called Special Moments. So yeah, and obviously full of lots of inspiration for you in there. And the mini catalogue, I'm just going to quickly turn to, I want to point out as well, turn to some pages. I put some markers on there. We have a really great, if you host, we have a host offer. So you can earn this stamp set for free if you host a qualifying party. So we can do that online if you don't want people in your house, or you can invite your friends here to my studio and I will do that for you. Or if you join at the moment, good morning, Lucianne. How are you? Are the children back at school today? I know it's different in different areas. So when you join Stampin' Up from today, during celebration, it's our standard £99. You get the usual £130 of product, but you can choose 2 stamp sets, any 2 stamp sets from either catalogue for free. And just to mention, that doesn't include the host sets, which are in the back of the catalogues, and it doesn't include celebration free items. So you cannot choose those as free ones. But once you've joined, you can place your own orders and order those for free. So there we go. So that's the mini celebration. Mini catalogue is honestly gorgeous as always, and I've just made a few markers of like a few of my favourite things. You know, I've been creating lots with the Friends of the Forest stamp set. There is a punch that goes alongside that as well. But the Rainbow of Happiness, I have yet to ink that up. As I said, I've taken a really good break this year because Jason's been home. I've spent a lot more time with him and not so much time over in the studio that I normally would during a Christmas break. Another one I really love is the Hello Ladybug. That one is on its way to me. So I placed a couple of pre-orders as a demonstrator. This is what I'm going to be playing with today, the Boughs and Blossoms. I absolutely adore this. And I am going to be including this stamp set in my Creative Escape. So booking is still open for that. I've got a few spaces left, but I'm only leaving booking open for 1 more week. So it's on the 5th of February. It's at the Bowden Hall Hotel where I run my retreats. It's £90, but you get about £35 of product included. You get in with your goodie bag or your kits, pre-cut kits of the projects that we'll make. You get lunch as well included. So it's a really great day, and it's 9 till 5. So a full day of crafting. Got some lovely Easter things in here. Another one that's on its way is this lovely one, Garden Greenhouse. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun, and I think this set will be great for masculine cards as well. Got quite a few gardeny things on here. I like the daffodils, but they're not on the way to me just yet. They will be coming soon, I'm sure. I fell in love with this one, the flowing flowers. I just think it's so pretty. If you look at the samples there, how gorgeous is that? And I think whatever colour you use with that, it's going to work. Both of these on page 60 and page 61, both of these stamp bundles are gorgeous. I have the Blessings of Home. I don't think I've used it on here. I don't think I've done a live with it yet, but I've got a couple of projects to share with you. It's the focus of my 6-card class this month, and also an extra product class that I will be sharing with you as well. So those are those two. And then finally, the Happy Hedgehogs. How sweet. Just £30.50 for stamps and that cute punch as well. And I needed more products in my stash to create projects for young people as well, so I thought that would be super for that. And then you've seen me use this one, Celebrating You. Highly recommend that one. Look at those masks as well. So many nice things, so many nice things. There is a host, there are 2 host sets in here. How far back are they? Usually right at the back. There, missed it. Got 2 gorgeous host sets as well. There are a couple of products that are not currently available. They haven't made it to the warehouses yet, but they will be coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. Now, I'm going to bring in, I know you're going to be shocked. Let's put the pink to the top. Look how bright this is for me. Polished pink. It's part of this in colour range, but I'm toning it down a bit with some crumb cake and some craft. So those are the colours I'm using. Pop those to one side. And then, as I mentioned, the Boughs and Blossoms, which is just fabulous. I love the greetings in here, but this is my favourite image. And of course, the greenery, the little leaves, absolutely adore that. And we've got the coordinating punch as well. Let me move back to the page. Where is it? Obviously, every page I'm turning to, it's not the one. So the stamp set on its own is £19, but if you buy it as a bundle, it's just £32.25. So a really great bundle. You've got 2, got like a little bud punch out here, and then you've got this lovely leafy one. So those 2 I'm going to be using. So let's lay those out ready. Then I thought I would throw in the Celebration offering. This is called Sunshine and Rainbows. So it's a 6x6 pack of paper, and this is available as a free option. Let's take it out and have a flick with Celebration. So we've got lots of lovely bright designs, which has given me inspiration for today. Lots of polished pink in here. We've got Bermuda Bay, we've got Pool Party, we've got So Saffron. What other colours? Let me grab my sheet. Is that Misty Moonlight? Misty Moonlight, yes. Granny Apple Green, which I will rarely use. That is a bright green, so that's this green here. And a bit of soft seafoam as well. How fun is that? Beautiful. And then on the other sides, we've got all of these very usable plain patterns. So all of these papers are free as a pack when you spend £45 during Celebration, and you've got the whole of January and the whole of February to work your way through all the freebies in the mini brochure. So what else did I need to mention? Talking about catalogues coming, new catalogue releases, I've put a couple of things to one side just to remind me that there are items that have carried over from the autumn winter mini, so the July to December. There are items that have carried over, such as the craft paper, which will still be available, but some of the items, there is a list. I will try and get that out to you, but there's a list. So there are certain items that are carrying over, such as this set here, but they are not actually available to purchase until the July to December catalogue goes live in July. Does that make sense? So some items are available to purchase now, to carry on purchasing. Other items are coming back, but not until the July mini. And I'm mentioning that because today I am going to be using my trusty seasonable, and I've said it again, seasonal labels dies, because I just adore this set of labels here. They're just fabulous. And this is going to stay in my set. It's still available to purchase now. You don't have to wait until the mini catalogue comes back in July. So I'll be continuing to use this. So I am going to get so much value from this set because I've been using it the whole of Christmas and I'm going to be carrying on using it for another whole year as well. So, right, let's stop waffling and get crafting. So the Boughs Blossoms, it's a cling stamp set. So it's red rubber on the cling mount. I love photopolymer because they are clear and you can see through them, but I do equally love how a red rubber stamp performs as well. So I don't need my spongy mat for today. I'm going to pop that to one side. What else am I using? Let's just have a look at what's around me. I'm surrounded by new product and I'm tempted to just blurt it all out and show you everything, but I'm going to drip feed bit by bit. So I am hoping also on Thursday evening I will be going live in my VIP Facebook group. So my VIP Facebook group is for my customers who shop with me, who come to my classes, who take my online classes. That is what that group is for. So if you've shopped with me and you're not in that group, please do get in touch and I will make sure that you're added in there. But I will be going live to launch the catalogue properly on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock, all being well. And I'm saying that because I'm having my booster jab tomorrow evening. So fingers crossed it's not going to make me feel unwell. If for any reason I do feel unwell from it, I shouldn't do. Then I will maybe postpone it to Saturday morning or something. So, but hopefully I will be there Thursday night. I'll have more products to share with you guys. So I'm super excited about that. Okay, so shock horror, basic white base layer for me. I've got some scrap white for punching out. I've also got some soft succulent. I've got some of the craft cardstock because you know you all know that I adore that. And then I've also got a little strip from the paper pack, which I've just put to one side and now I can't see it. Here it is. I'll show you which one this is from. So it's called Sunshine and Rainbows. Can't even find where it is now. There it is. So I've cut a strip, a little skinny strip from there. Adorable paper. If you love bright colours, and I'm hoping that it will encourage me to step out of the comfort zone and bring you all a little more colour. So I've mounted up some stamps ready. This is my favourite flower from the two in the set. I have used the other one. But to start with, I'm going to take our base. So how are we all doing? Did you all have a lovely Christmas and New Year? Christmas seems like a long time ago already. And we've still got our tree up. Is anyone else, not, the word isn't superstitious, is it? But does anyone else like to keep their tree up for the 12 days? Particularly, I don't, but Jason does. So it has to stay up until the 12th day, which I find I'm ready for it all to come down now. And that tree is so big in the window, it's blocking in a lot of the light. And as most of you that live locally will know, the weather has been pretty grim lately. And it's been so grey, and it when the sun isn't out, it does get quite dark in our house. So I'll be thankful for the tree to come down. I've loved having it all up, but now I am ready. Okay, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to pull in my soft succulent. Lucy-Anne, your Christmas tree came down on Boxing Day. Goodness me. I know you're not alone. I know a lot of people like to do that. They want it down, out of the way. Christmas Day is over. Just reading comments. And yeah, you want to get back to normal. Belle, I've got one of your favourite new punches on my desk. I'm glad you're impressed with my colour combo. I know, really stepping out of my comfort zone. Normally, polished pink would make a very, very slim appearance in anything that I do. But yeah, it's going to be popping out of my card today. I'm going to bring in a scrap. So I just want to do a little bit of blending. Right, I've lost my view. Let's just scroll you back down. Okay. And I'm using my blending brush, one that I use for like all my greens. And I know that I've been using this already, so I don't need to check what other green is on there. So basically I use one blending brush for like all my greens. I use one for my pinks and one for my blues. And then when I've finished using it, I just rub it out until it's almost clear, and then you can use it in another colour. So I'm going to start by taking some off because I just want to build this up gradually. And I just want to add some colour. I'm going to pull up a bit more, take off the initial because otherwise it's very harsh. I'm just going to hold that there in case I've got some on my fingers. Don't want an inky fingerprint going on in the corner. And just like gently building, I might just pop a little bit more down in this corner here. Honestly, these blending brushes, if you've not tried them yet, you really should give them a go because they just make they can make a subtle statement to something, or they can have a massive impact on a layer on your card. They're just so handy. I think that'll be enough. I've got a bit of a darker patch up there. I'm not too worried about that though. This is just kind of like a subtle, I'm going back in, even though I said I think that'll be enough. Such a fusser, aren't I? You all know that though, you're all used to me. And then what I'm going to do, I've pulled out my Early Espresso Stampin' Right marker. You see me do this a lot as well. And I'm just going to flick a bit of colour, say colour, splats, just to lift the background even more. See a hair on there then, get rid of that. And there you can see we've got, well, I don't know if you can see. Yes, Belle, you've got those new masks, haven't you? Have you tried those out? Belle, for those of you on the replay, Belle is saying that the blending brushes are great with masks, which I have used them, but in the new mini catalogue I showed you just now, we've got that fabulous set of new masks. So, right, I just need to do one little bit of die cutting, and this is where my seasonal labels come into play, and I'm going to use this one here on the craft cardstock. I'm so pleased that this carried over. What I might do actually is trim that off just so that my top plate doesn't mark this leftover piece, and it will just keep it a bit cleaner. We'll run it through that way. Pop my top plate on. Pick it all up and run it through. I'm expecting a parcel this morning. Those of you that follow me on Instagram, I shared a lovely little craft, like a little caddy, a little recycled plastic, like a craft caddy, like a tool caddy to put your scissors and things in. I shared that I bought for Vivi and Evs for Christmas, and I couldn't resist. I had to get one for myself, and it's coming today, and I'm super excited. Sad, but super excited. And I didn't order the same colour I got for them, which was like a blush pink. I got green. So I'm intrigued to see what kind of green it will be. I'm hoping it will be either soft succulent or even an evergreen, or somewhere in between would be good. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is pull in these two leafy images from the Boughs and Blossoms. Now, I will say I've done some fussy cutting with these. No fussy cutting with them today, not with these two anyway. but I adore these when they are cut out, but they're great. I want to show you how good they are on backgrounds. So we're going to start with some crumb cake and this long one here. And I'm just going to stamp straight down onto my layer. So there's not lots of layers happening here today. We're stamping straight down onto the base of my card with the crumb cake. And we'll pop another one down there. That was a bit smudgy, but that will be hidden. Absolutely beautiful bit of greenery that is in crumb cake. And then soft succulent with this lovely kind of viney leaf here with the veins on. And I'm just going to pop that one. Are you in shot? Can't see. In between these two. And that was a bit hit and miss, but it'll be fine. And then we'll pop another one up there. Move that out of the way. So we've just got some background stamping, so no fussy cutting involved on there. Bring in my little die cut layer, my little label, and we'll mount it up with, oh, pulled the top off and left the sticky bit behind. Take the other backs off. And I'll lay that one straight down on here, and I want to hide that join. Can you see this like mess of stamping that's all overlapped each other? So I just want to lay that. I want it more to the left, but I want to hide the majority. There's a bit overlapping there, but I'll probably cover that over. So we'll just pop that one down on there. So we've got some like foliage popping out underneath our layer. Lucianne, did you say the children aren't going back till tomorrow? Okay, I'm not sure about this area. I know you're not far from me, but they do vary, don't they? What days they go back on. I guess if they've got an inset day. Then I've got this little strip from, what is it called again? Rainbow Happiness? Sunshine and Rainbows. Rainbow Happiness, I think, is what the actual stamp set is called. And I just cut a strip from that sheet of DSP and I cut it in half. So I think this is about 3. Yeah, it's 3 inches. So the other half of this is on my original card. And I'm simply, get some Tombow going. I'm going to pop this straight down on my layer like that. So we've already got a bit overlapping this end that's covering over that kind of splodge of stamping where they're all intermingled. I think now we're ready to do a bit more stamping. So let's pop that to one side, bring in some scrap. It's a bit grubby on that side, but it will be fine. And then this is where this lovely flower comes into action. Good morning, Janet. How are you? A glorious but cool morning over there in Spain. Well, I am pleased for you. The sun is coming out at the moment, actually. I'm just looking across the fields to, I can see May Hill from here. I can see the sheep in the fields, 2 across. It's windy. It's cold though. It is chilly here. And we've had a bit of drizzle and rain this morning, and it was raining first thing. I was awake at 5 and we had quite heavy rain. So a lot of people are sort of on river watch at the moment because we've had so much rain lately that, you know, people get a bit nervous about the river flooding and stuff. So, but the sun is trying to come out, but it is super cloudy. Super cloudy. We were hoping to see last night. We're not really geeks, Jason and I, but something popped up about the meteor shower that was happening last night. But we went out at 8:40 and it was so cloudy. Couldn't see a thing. But we tried. Let's scroll back down. So what are you up to this morning, Janet? Wondering what your temperatures are. Our temperatures have dropped today. I think we're only going to have a high of 7 degrees. And bearing in mind on New Year's Day, I think it topped 16.5 degrees. So it's been very mild. Right, I've stamped one full strength and then I stamped the other off. So we've got a very pale one. Now I need to open up my evergreen. I know I don't like to wish my life away, but I am already looking forward to spring. Is that terrible? Next one, I'm going to do a couple of these leaves. Oh, my light just went. Hang on, I'll plug it into my mat. So I've got I'm just moving around my desk. I've got this power bank that I use, and I had my light in it and I think the battery's just gone on it. Not the battery, it needs recharging. So, oh, we're all back, all is good. Janet, you're off shopping, taking down the few decorations you put up. I didn't put a lot up either. And trying to get your craft room sorted. Need to go and buy a desk. Oh, that sounds exciting. Very exciting. I'm going to put another one in there. No, I'm not. It's not going to fit. Got a bit of wasted cardstock at the end. Having a good desk and having a good tidy up even can make you so much more productive. I find that. You know, I do appreciate that some of you don't have a designated area to craft from, and that maybe you have to pull stuff out of boxes to work on your dining room table, which can be a bit challenging sometimes because when you get everything out, you don't want to have to put everything away if you've not finished something. So I do appreciate that. But I started in the corner of a spare room with a tiny little desk in the corner that rapidly grew and ended up moving all of the furniture out of the spare room. So I did turn it into my craft room. That was in our second house. But I am super lucky to have my studio. Very, very thankful for that. It's my little sanctuary. So yeah, but being organised, I definitely think helps you be more productive. I'm a true believer in that. Sorry, I'm scrolling, trying to get my view. Okay, so I've stamped a couple of flowers, stamped a couple of leaves. I want a greeting as well. Now I've got 3 greetings in this set. I like this one as well. It's been too long. And don't you think that's just a great reason to get in touch with someone, send them a card, put that sentiment on it, just to catch up. You know, it's been too long, haven't seen you for such a long time. Great thing to put on the front of a card. Today I'm going to use a little hello. I've mounted it ready. It's on my block. I need a little skinny strip and we'll aim to get it on there. I'm going to use the evergreen. So evening evergreen ink. I've got something on there. Let's move that. Otherwise that will end up sticking to my stamp. Now because this is red rubber, it's a cling, I'm not really sure if it's going to be straight. So I might have to have a couple of attempts at this because I'm stamping on this little skinny strip. Let's straighten it out because that always helps. If you've got a bit of a curve on there and then you go and stamp down onto it, it's going to move. Still got a bit of a curve, but right, stop breathing for 2 seconds. That's not too bad. It's a little down on the left, but we'll go with that. What I want to do, let's move you out of the way, otherwise I'm going to be dipping my hands in there. I'm going to snip this up into 2 parts. Cut them quite close together because there isn't much of a gap between the words. So we end up with a little hello like that. Right, let's quickly cut these out and then we're ready to put together. So quite a quick card. I think both of my cards are quite quick today. Just to have a little trim around, leaving a good white edge to make it easier. Can't see comments. Sorry if you're saying something. So Janet, you should have received an email from me. If you haven't, with a link to the catalogue, let me know. I send out the majority of my emails through MailChimp, but I do find that some people, even though my reports say that I've sent an email to you, that you don't actually receive it. So you need to check, I do believe you need to check your address book that my address is in there. Otherwise that may stop you from receiving email from me. Let's cut this second generation one. I've slightly cheated on this flower, haven't I? Because I've used the polished pink, but stamped it off so it's not so bright. And I was going to use Magenta Madness because I think it's the pink that's in this free celebration pack. I've gone a bit close to the edge there, but it's fine. But I thought I'd use polished pink. It's a bit more, I'm going to show you the difference. It's not as much of a hot pink. Might not show up so well. So this is polished pink. This is Magenta Madness. So it's more of a like bluey pink, purpley pink. And sometimes you don't notice how different two colours are until you put the cardstocks together like that to compare. Right, I can see you didn't get an email, Janet. You're making the list of things you need. You're coming over in March. Oh, that will be great. It'd be lovely to see you. Would be lovely if you're in this direction or passing through as you're visiting. So bring a bit of good weather with you for March. Although yesterday, I had some friends over for the whole day yesterday. We went out, did a lovely WALK, had coffee, had lunch, just sat and chatted, caught up. But we were out in the garden, looking at which trees need to come down. And daffodils are popping up. Can you believe it? How it's because it's been so mild, obviously. But yeah, one lot of daffodils were popping up. Only one, but something had been munching the leaves. There's no flowers. There were, excuse me, frog in my throat. There's no flowers. There's just like leaves popping up. Excuse the state of my hands as well. I've been crafting. Was over here at 7:30 this morning. Had an early start. Get back into the swing. Yeah, the leaves have popped up, but something's nibbled all the tops off of them. Could be rabbits, I guess. How dare they? I'm hoping it won't damage them and that they will still come through as usual. Okay, so this is where we're at. So let's add in some flowers. And we'll just lay these two together. Overlap them slightly. I can hear somebody snoring on his bed. We did do quite a long walk yesterday. And he missed a meal yesterday as well. He's such a funny boy. So, but he's eaten his breakfast today. As I always say to him, breakfast at breakfast time is good. Because if you do that, you're going to get another meal later. But quite often, he's not a greedy dog at all. Quite often, he will not eat breakfast until it's dinner time. Let's pop that one in first. I was going to add another bit in, but I'm just going to press it down with my take your pick tool. So we're starting to come together. I always like to turn the petals down or up on my leaves. I know when they go in the mail, they're going to get a little bit squashed. And we can add in our greeting. So a little hello. I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back. I pulled another lid off of another now. There it is. Right, which way? That's the bottom. I want them nearer the bottom because they're going to overlap this layer. Pull the backs off. And then we'll do a little bit of punching. So we'll put one there and one just next to it. And then this fabulous punch, mine's got marks on it already that were just there when it came. I think you can see that. I'm going to grab this piece of spare basic white. Oops, there's a bit left in there. And just punch two like that. So you can see they punch one on top of the other. If you were just needing this one, you could just feed through the punch, just skinnier strips, and the same with the bottom as well, so you don't have to waste cardstock. You know I don't like waste, so I will go to my scrap bag and find narrow strips, if I can, that might work, rather than cutting into huge pieces. So this one I want to slide under here. Might just have to trim that end off. Bit of Tombow on the back. And just slide that down in there. Just lift that one up. And just give it a press down with my tool. And then this little one here, you can see it's like a bud. Just pop that one in on the opposite side to kind of balance it a little. Probably go in a little bit more. No, it won't. We'll leave it there. And then I thought we could just add, with my trusty little wink of Stella, a little bit of shimmer to the centre. And then when that dries, oops, I just put the lid of my Tombow back on it then. The brain definitely didn't engage then. Then we've got a pretty simple, not heavy on layers of cardstock, but heavy on foliage layers. You can't see that wink yet until it dries. It needs to dry a little bit. Don't know if I did it on my original. Let's pull my original in. I didn't put any on my original. So pretty much the same. I want to say, for me, simple stamping, but it's not really, because there's lots of layers of stamped images, but not lots of layers of cardstock. So quite easy to come together. Not too much fussy cutting, but of course the lovely punch is just such a great addition to this set. I've got so many ideas with this, and as I've said, this set will be included as part of my Creative Escape. You will be able to add on the punch, and you'll get a bit of discount on that as well, because I'll be able to buy them as a bundle. So only a few spaces left for that, but I will pop out an email to everyone about that. So it'll be quite a few emails coming from me with, you know, what's going on, and with new catalogue launching and celebration and join offer. There's just a lot happening at the moment, so bear with me if you feel like I'm not overloading you with emails, but you're probably getting more than you normally would from me. So first card done. I hope you're impressed with my brightness, my choice of colours. I quite like it. I don't dislike it. I did try, I've got a piece out here on my desklet. I did try adding a layer of the polished pink, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was even thinking of teaming it with the soft succulent and layering it, and it was too busy for me. So you know I like my white space, so I just left it as it was, just scrolling. Oh, Janet, wink of Stella. It's it's like a brush, be careful when you open it because it does flick out. It's like a brush tip pen that is filled with like a glitzy solution, and then you can brush it on. Don't know if you can see it now. Probably haven't put quite enough on. I know I've got some on the next project. I'll add a bit more on and let it dry. But you kind of squeeze it to get the solution out. I'm always nervous that it's going to distort the colour of what's underneath. But yeah, we sell this. I think they're about £8. And this is, it just comes in this one colour. We used to have a couple. And if it kind of goes dry, you've got this little push area here. You give it a squeeze, but be careful when you do that. Don't do it over a project or near your computer or anything like that, because it does come out in like a little pool. But it's really, really pretty. When it dries, it's just like a non-messy glitter. Very pretty, very subtle. So that's the first card. I feel my throat getting really dry. Let's just have a quick drink and bring in my next kit, which of course is the same but different, but a bit more colour happening on this one. I've cut a couple of pieces ready to save me cutting. So I've die cut myself a label from the craft. I've cut a couple of leaves. I do wish that they offered us another punch that had these two on, or this. I think that would be great. A punch that punched out those as well. I mean, for me, who loves a bit of fussy cutting, it doesn't bother me. But I know for some of you, you really don't enjoy it. Okay, so base cardstock is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, yeah, 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. Just fold it in half. Give it a crease. I'm not using my blending brush on this one. I thought, using more of this beautiful DSP, I thought I'd bring in another embossing folder, a new one. I don't think I might have showed you this, but I don't think I've used it. I've created some projects with it. I don't think I've actually shared those with you. So this is the gingham. Let's find it in the book. We've got a few new embossing folders. I've got another new one coming my way as well. So we have the gingham, the hive, which is coming my way, the stripes and splatters, which is another 3D one, which I've shown you. And then we've also got the bouquet of love, the hybrid one there, which has a heart shape in it. And then it's also with the dies as well. £27 for that is amazing value. It's brilliant. So I was tempted with that. I don't do a lot of kind of Valentine-y things. So I did hold off with it, but I'll probably regret that when I want to send out some treats. But let's run it through the machine and then you can see. Now, because this isn't a 3D one, we need to change our layers. This should be 3 7/8 by 5 1/2. I'm just going to pop that in, follow that line at the bottom. And then for this layer, we need, for the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the big plate number 1, our bottom plate, mine is getting very well used, then our embossing folder, and then our top plate. So that's the sandwich you need. You just need to take out the number 2 plates. Of course, when you use the 3D embossing folders, just run that through, then you need to use your number 4 plate, that grey one. And then just the big thick plate. Let's put all our layers back. Oh, mine always sticks. Put them ready for the next use. And I love both sides of this enfolder, which happens with a lot of ours. Bit of static going on there, so hopefully you can see that. The reverse is pretty much the same, but they work both ways. So it doesn't really matter which way down you're going to lay that. I'm going to pop that one on first. I'm going to pop it straight down onto my base. Oh, I was going to find you the wink, wasn't I? Wink of Stella. Let's grab my annual catalogue. And I think it shrinks this. Let's measure it. Because look, I don't have an even border, which does bother me. Slightly stretched. It stretched it that way, which is why it's, can you see that gap? It's not even all around. So me being me, I'm going to pop that in my trimmer and take off a smidge. Grab my annual catalogue and quickly find accessories, page 128. Wink of Stella, £7.50. So it's there. Clear glitter brush. I do love that. Just very subtle. Subtle bit of glitz. Has it dried yet? It's drying. Don't think you'll see on here. It's hard to show you on camera. It doesn't really show up. But it does in person, it's pretty. Okay, back to the task in hand. So we've got our base card, we've popped our embossed layer with the new gingham embossing folder. And then I cut another strip from that DSP. I love the reverse on this as well. It's very fun, very fun. And I'm gonna lay this down on the middle of my card, in the middle, I should say. So even border, like top and bottom and side to side. And I think I just cut this at 2 inches, yeah. So from that strip of 6 by 6, I just cut it at 2. And then we're gonna pull in this one, and I'm going on this card. I was going to include the yellow, because I did on the last one. But on this one, I thought I would hide it. So let's pop this layer down and then we can do a little bit more stamping. So for me, by using like crumb cake or craft with brighter colours, it helps to ground it all for me. And just kind of bring everything down, like tone everything down a bit. So I want to show quite a bit of the Bermuda Bay strip there. So just pop that one on and we do a bit more stamping. Might need, let's cut off that, some more leaves there. Might need both of these. Right, so I need to do some more flowers. So with the polished pink, we'll do one at full strength and then one at second generation. This comes really pretty. And I need another, actually. So let's just do 2 more. I need another second generation. So I can keep that one for later. Oh, I rocked a little bit there, but it's fine because we're cutting it out. So I want both of those on that one. Save that one for something later. Already cut my leaves. Let's just trim around these. So did everyone have a lovely New Year as well? We didn't do anything too adventurous this year. We went out for dinner. We did see the New Year in, but I thought what was on TV was a bit rubbish. And I always feel that the fireworks are just over the top and a huge expense, a huge waste of money. Just a few fireworks is all we need. I know, I'm just tight, aren't I? I just look at everything in life like, that's quite excessive. Do we need to do that? But yeah, about 3 minutes past midnight, we were heading up the stairs to bed. I'd had a few mornings as well. where I've been waking up at 4 and 3:45, 20 to 4 one morning and could not get back to sleep. You know what it's like, the brain goes into overdrive. Just thinking about everything I didn't need to think about and couldn't get myself back to sleep. And of course then you're tired then for the rest of the day. It takes a couple of days to catch up. But yeah, quite a quiet new year. Just sort of relaxing. Getting some jobs done around the house. I did quite a lot of tidying and sorting actually as well, which is good. Right, just trimming around this second generation. Hoping you're in shot. I think with the new variant that is happening, it's made a lot of people quite wary about what they did. I think a lot of people kind of just stayed in, which is good. It's not a bad thing. Not good for businesses, of course, but that's just the way it is at the moment, isn't it? So we have to support where we can. Right, the other thing I need is another couple of punched pieces. I think I've got a white one, but I wanted to do one in the soft succulent. So let's just punches beautifully as well. And of course with the negative like this, you can use that to, it's a bit of a lazy punch, that one. Always punch with 2 hands, really crisp and fast if you can. I find it helps. But you could use this with a blending brush. In fact, I can show you that in a moment. If I'd have done it on a bigger piece, it would have worked. But because I've only used this leaf, let's try it on the reverse of something. Let's do it on here. Bring a bit of soft succulent. You could do all sorts when you've got a mask. I've just thrown in a real deep amount then, just so that you can see how. Can you see? I know I've got that edge bit, but you could mask that off. So these little pieces that get left behind, but then you could always trim around that if you wanted to for a different look. So yeah, the mask, the bits that get left behind are often the best pieces. So we've got another bit of foliage there, and then finally just another greeting in the evergreen. A little hello. I'm going to use the same one. Hope I can get this one as straight. Not bad. Trim off the edges. Hello Vicky, how are you doing, my lovely? How are you keeping? Ella, you're here as well. Sorry, I've not been scrolling comments. The view on my MacBook it's just awkward to read comments when it throws me out. You've got an inset day today. Okay, you've got the children home, trying to make sure they're all ready for school tomorrow. Yeah, it's always like a task, isn't it? I remember, you know, the day before going back to school, make sure everything's organised so that there are no panics on the morning of the return. Also, pulling out from a little scraps, I need another one of those. Right, let's start assembling and then we're nearly done. Okay, so I'm going to bring back in this layer, push those inks out of the way because I am done with those for now. Let's give these flowers a bit of life. Are they excited to go back, Ellie? Vicky, I'm glad to hear that all is good with you. Just curl these round. I love how you've got like a mottled, I don't know if you can see that, like a 3D, like a textured look with this stamped off version. It's not a solid, whereas this one appears to be a very solid image. Where I've stamped off and used second generation, it has given it, you know, like a bit of definition. Just Gonna curl these, and then what I do is I kind of like lift them, try not to crease them, just so that you get like a bit of bounce. Right, let's start with the darkest one. Pop that one down over to the right. And which one do I want on top? Let's put that one first and put the paler one. I'm going to layer these two up in a minute. I'm going to overlap those like that. Got ink all under my nail. Don't know how it got under there. Probably cleaning off stamps. Let's curl these as well. I'm still a bit sniffy though. I think that's just time of year. And we've done tests. Still negative. Although I think the chances of getting COVID again so soon are very slim. But it still worries me. Like, who really knows? How much research is there on that? I think what worried me more was that it said even after your 10 days of being in from having COVID, that you could still test positive for like up to 3 months. Didn't really like the sound of that, but we tested negative after like eight days of being in. So all is good, and I hope all your loved ones are safe and well, because it's worrying, isn't it? Thankfully, it seems like it's topic of conversation, isn't it, COVID? But thankfully, this variant doesn't seem to be as worrying health-wise as originally they thought. It's just spreading like wildfire, isn't it? So, which is, you know, can have a knock-on effect on performance of businesses and so on. Right, I'm going to pop this one. Let's just lift that petal up. Pop this one coming out at this angle. And then put the white one in, because it's quite busy. There's quite a lot of foliage going, but I find if you put like white when it's on a white background, and I'm going to snip some of the end off. Yeah, I am a bit fed up of talking about it, I'm not going to lie, but there we go. I'm going to pop that one under there, like that. Just hold that down for a second. And then I'm going to add my greeting in. I'm going to pop this on dimensionals. Already got one layer behind my label, but I don't care. I'm going to have it even higher. It's double height. It's going to cost me twice as much if I'm posting it. I always find with things like this though, when I'm layering up heavy, that I try and make sure that I'm hand delivering. Just pop that one down. Or if it's going in with a parcel, that it doesn't matter if it's popping out. Another dimensional under here in the middle. So have you all had a chance to have a look at that new catalogue yet? I'm just going to pull that and put it down a little bit. Oh, now I've pulled them both off. That wasn't the plan. And I ripped it, but it's fine because it's underneath. That's what happens when you pull things apart when you're not supposed to. Stay back down there. That's still sticky. That's better. It had moved quite a bit. Let's kind of like bend those petals in a bit more. Give it a bit of shape. Just one more little punched out piece. Pop some Tombow on the back. I might snip a bit of that off because it'll be hard to feed down in. And we'll just pop that under there. Like that. And then we're going to call that one done. I could have added some spritz with my marker if I'd wanted to sort of lift the background a little. I could have added some colour using the blending brush, but I was fully aware that we've got Pool Party here. Is it Pool Party or Coastal Cabana? Let me look. I think it's Pool Party. Yeah, Pool Party and then Bermuda Bay. And of course I'm teaming it with Soft Succulent, which it does kind of blend. Those three do look lovely together. So I didn't want to do loads of Soft Succulent everywhere because it kind of blends in, but I didn't want to be too heavy on it. So there we go, yeah. A lot of pop of pink for me. I think so anyway, but I've really enjoyed putting these together. I only put these together this morning. They did derive from something else that I've done playing with this set, but it was in a totally different colour spectrum. So that's kind of where they derived from. Here's my original. These have got wink on, but again, I'm not sure if you'll get the glitz. Is this one your favourite, Belle? Because it's got a lot of colour on, hasn't it? I didn't know. I tried with this one to add a bit of, don't know where it is, but I punched some of the foliage from the punch in So Saffron, which is kind of this colour here. And I tried to put it on and it just sort of brought too much colour in. So probably if I did this again, I might hide those two colours and just leave it with the Bermuda Bay, Pool Party, and that is Magenta Madness, but as you know, I've used Polished Pink. So yeah, so I was quite impressed with myself for pulling out all of this colour for you today. So, and as I said, the inspiration came from these. So this lovely set of free paper. I love these colours together and I cannot wait to ink up this set. I just need more time. So let me show you a couple of products. I'll bring these back in a minute. I'm going to do up my inks before something gets dropped in them. Let's put that one there a minute so you've got something to look at rather than me just closing up ink pads. Give my hands a quick wipe. And I think now that I've got these colours out, I've got a few things stamped already. So I already, you know, when I'm inking something up, I will stamp quite a few, and then I've got, you know, spare bits that I can just pull cards together really quickly. So I'll probably do some more stamping with these while they're out on my desk. I've got lots of planning to do for upcoming events. So going back to, I haven't labelled these either. Move that out of the way. Oh, I've got piles of new products that is waiting to be played with. Let's find this back in the catalogue. So this is Rainbow of Happiness. It's on page 18. How cute are these projects? How gorgeous are the colours? So we've got the stamp set here and we've got the die set. £41.25 for the bundle. I think that's really great value. And you can see this die is one complete die. Not used these yet. I've used some of the clouds. I love this little scallopy border. I've used some of the clouds on some projects, but I haven't die cut with any of the other pieces yet. So that's on the list to do. What's the other thing I want to show you? You've already seen me use these two. And I've had this set for a while that I showed you, but I don't think I've crafted with you yet. Don't think I have. So a little sneak peek of a class that's coming. I need to get this up on my website. So I'm using this set for my 6-card class this month. We're also using the Heart and Home papers, which are these. I've already showed you these with the lovely basic grey and white wood grains. So that's my 6-card class this month. But I will also be doing another class and a couple of projects. Really quick sneak. And so I've only got enough for 8 people to do this. So this is one of the cards that we'll do. And so this should have come earlier, but I ran out of time because this paper is from the Eden's Garden collection, but it's now not available. So I've got enough in my stash to do about 8 people for this class. So yeah, so it comes in the garden Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. I've probably only do 8 kits for this, but that will be coming soon. And this was inspired by Martin Stone, who's on the Artisan Design team. So I just thought there's something, Ferrero Rocher's wrapped up in here, and then using that DSP, new doilies, and then the dies that go with this as well. So that's a little sneak peek of something coming. Don't forget about carryover products from the autumn-winter. We're not supposed to call it the autumn-winter, but I do. The July to December mini catalogue. So we've got those things carrying over, so don't forget about those. I'll bring you back to these. So many more things to share with you, but I'm going to be drip feeding. And remember, if you are part of my VIP group, Thursday evening I will be stamping live, about an hour and a half, I think, a few projects with you, and answering any questions that you might have. So I'm hoping that some of you will be joining me for that. So for now, I will bid you all farewell. Please stay safe. Enjoy browsing the new catalogue. Get your orders placed quick, and they will get to you quick. Hopefully no major shipping delays happening at the moment. Obviously, bear in mind there are a few products that are not available because Stampin' Up haven't been able to get them. So, and don't forget about that join offer as well. So I'll leave you with this bunch of brightness. Say goodbye for now, and I will see you all very soon. So cheerio.